All right. So same deal, right? We're going to solve the system of equations. So here I have a system, f of x and g of x, two different functions. One, f of x is quadratic, g of x is linear. Okay. And then again, when we do this, what we our first step is, well, we want to set up, so f of x equals g of x. Okay. So I'm just going to write f of x here. So 1/2 x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 2x minus 4.5. All right. And then what I'm going to do next is, I'm essentially from these two different functions, I'm absorbing them into each other to then create a new function that then I can solve to get the point that I want. So now if we just simplify this, I have 1/2 x squared. So this 2x I'm going to move across, and I'm going to put with the 3x, and it becomes negative. And then minus 4, and then this minus 4.5, when I bring it across, becomes plus 4.5, and this all equals 0. So don't forget to do that. That's really key. So then this is going to be 1/2 x squared. 3 minus 2 is 1, but it's 1x. And then negative 4 plus 4.5, well, it's just going to be 1/2. So I can write it as 1/2. Okay. Now again, I just want to do that. I mean, 1/2 you can write as 0.5 because 0.5 isn't like 1/2 will give you a perfect rational decimal. So now I have this equation down here that now I have to solve by factoring or using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to try that thing again that failed miserably last time. So let's try it. So 1/2 x squared plus x plus 1/2 equals 0, right? I'm going to move that down here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write this here. Ooh, sick. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quadratic formula for this one. So then it does it for me automatically. I apologize, you can't do this. Okay. But again, if I just write, I'm just going to write up here. Right now, we use the quadratic formula to solve. All right. So again, when you plug everything in, you should get this. And then now, hopefully, I don't screw this up. Oops, let's go to transform. All right, cool. Oh God. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, cool. Let's do the inside here. So that's 1. And then do this one. And then do this one. Ooh, okay. And then I get 1 minus 1. And then holy crow. Oops, what the hell just happened down here? Oh, it gives, sorry. So normally, right, because it's a quadratic formula, and they have that plus or minus, like it defaults to give you this thing, right? And then what I get, well, really, like x equals, well, this is just -1. This is also -1, right? So there's only one x that will solve this system, okay? So again, when you look here, right, all the simplifying, you should be able to get to x equals -1. So now, we know that our functions are equal when x equals -1. So plug that value into f of x or g of x, right? So I believe, what was g of x? I think it was 2x minus 4.5. All right. Let me double check. Is it, yeah, 2x minus 4.5. So then I'm going to plug in -1. Oops. So I get -6.5. So that means the solution to this system of equations is the point -1 and -6.5. Okay? So only one solution. And again, if I go down, let's try this out. I think I can add a graph. Oh, sick. So now if I type in the actual equations, so I have 2x minus 4.5, right? So that's 1. Then what was the other one? 1/2 x, 1/2 3 minus 4. 1/2, oops, x squared plus 3x minus 4. I think so. Then here, see where it it has that one point, that intersection right there, which is, oh, great, we're right. That's the point of intersection. Okay, so the line is just like skims the parabola there. All right. Everybody cool with that? So now what we'll do is let us do the last one. Is this the one I want? Let's see. Is this the one? Yes. Now we're going to do an example where there is going to be no point of intersection. And we're just going to see what happens when I do that algebraically. All right. So again, same deal, right? I have my two functions there, one quadratic, one linear, and we're going to make them equal to each other. Okay. Seeing any questions or whatnot. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals x minus 7. And then now we're going to do the same thing. We are going to move the variables on the g of x side to the f of x side, collect like terms, and then solve. Okay, so I'm going to have 2x squared plus 3x. So this x is going to come across, it's going to become minus. And then minus 4, and this minus 7 will become plus. And this equals 0. And then the x's, I collect like terms, and the numbers I can add together. So 2x squared plus 2x, and then minus 4 plus 7 is going to be plus 3, and that equals 0. All right. And then now what I can do is I can use, well, there's kind of multiple ways we can go about this. Right? You can say, well, can we factor? Okay. And again, if you look, well, what adds to 2 and multiplies to -6? Well, there's no combination, right? So no, I can't. Okay, but just a reminder, right? Like, and this is kind of the reason I'm just bringing this up, right? Just because you can't factor does not mean you can't solve it. Okay. So yeah, if we can't factor it, then we have to remind ourselves about the quadratic formula. And I'm going to do what I do here. I'm going to type in my equation, and then let the magic happen. So 2 plus 2x plus 3 equals 0. Equals 0. All right. So then I'm going to go to formulas. I'm going to drag this thing here, and then it's going to do that for me. So again, when you're doing it by hand, you should have those values plugged in. And then I'm going to do that. Okay, do that. Right. And then do that. And that. I'm going to do that. And then if you look under the root, oh man, okay. So now I have this. Okay, so I'll just scroll up for a second. Just notice here on the work, right? Like in terms of, like we're still following bedmaster, right? I go 2 squared, I do that, right? Then I figure these out. And here it won't even allow me to break any rules for bedmaster. So when I get to this point, right, this here, okay, this is a problem, right? And if you remember, why is this a problem? Well, I can't have a negative under the root, right? So we have a negative number under the root. Okay. So this is like it's undefined. All right. I can't get a real number as an answer. So when you solve a system algebraically and you get to this step, right, we know now there are no solutions. All right. And that's it. I'm not finding a coordinate or coordinates that solve that system. Okay. Everybody cool with that one? So those were the three situations that we have. Right? We have a situation where I have 2 points of intersection, so you have to find 2 coordinates. A situation where I only have 1 point of intersection, which is a tangent, so that has 1 solution, or they never cross. And just like the last one, if I scroll down, let me just, if I want to graph it just to check, right, if we have 2x, 2, 3, minus 4, so I have 2x squared plus 3x minus 4, right, so that's 1. And then what was the other one? X minus 7? Yeah, x minus 7. And then x minus 7. And if I zoom out on my graph, right, then we'll see that these will never cross. And the cool thing about using Desmos or any sort of graphing is that you'll see that they never cross. Now, again, obviously, if you see how I zoomed out, you could be like, hey, man, they cross. Like, look. But I mean, look how far we've zoomed out. We're like in the stratosphere, right? If we're looking down on Earth, so we can zoom back in to get a more accurate representation. And then what we'll see is that actually, these two will never cross. All right. So everybody cool with that? Sure. All right. So